welcome to IT Relief Tech Tips number 3. Today we're talking about a program I like to use to clean up a PC when it's slowing down or just not behaving the way everyone knows it should behave, or maybe the first day you got it, it's slowing down quite a bit, not providing exactly what you're looking for. So this program will go and find all sorts of spyware, malware for you in all of your system files, present it to you, and then you're able to clean it and reboot, and everything usually works out just fine. So the first step to get this program is any browser, of course, with Google. Just type in Malwarebytes free download. So then any of these sites will come up. Either one works, just takes you to the main site. There you would go to free download here. And even if it does, offer you to purchase any upgrades, you're more than welcome to just go ahead and use the free version because it does do everything we need. So with just a quick double click, you can get that installed. I do have it installed already, so just getting it open. Well, maybe not. All right, let's go. Just hit yes here. Advance, just to make sure we're not getting anything crazy. I'll take a shortcut, that's fine. English is good. Save. Install. I always select personal. It seems to work really well, especially because, we're not in a business and need it to be for business. So we skip that step because I don't want their browser. I like Chrome and Brave and all the ones that I use, so I just don't need it. So that's one of the reasons why I said no to that. So as you can see, it installs very quickly. And as soon as it's finished up here, we'll get a scan going, and then I'll be able to show you actually in the settings how you can do scheduled scans, so you don't even have to really think about it. That is a cool feature. Because as you're doing your work and trying to perform your tasks, you don't really want to be thinking about when your computer needs to be scanned. So that's why they put that feature in here. I like it a lot. So as soon as this finishes up, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's open the program. There we go. So it's asking to scan now. I like to skip here, only because I like to tell the settings I would like to scan it. So again, just another upsell here. We just hit maybe later, and then continue with free trial totally works. Okay, so now we're at the main screen that we wanted to be at. One of the settings I turn on is the scan for rootkits option, because that is a little bit deeper, and any type of malware is found with a rootkit, it's usually not a great situation. But here's dark mode. Love that. Any product. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then we'll go ahead to scan and detections. And right there, you'll see scan for rootkits. And right there is pretty much, all we need to do our first initial scan. We're going to go ahead and hit scan here. And this does not take a very long time either, but it'll scan, like I said, for rootkits, but it'll actually check all of your Windows updates that you've downloaded too. It'll scan all your file system files, so, registry, anything deep in the Windows folder. It will search for all of those things and just, let us know if there is an infection. You can have adware, which they call pups. Potential unwanted programs that can show up on this list too, and that could be just a cookie from a website that you visited that is downloaded onto your system now, and that's really all that's reporting. So if you just see pups in this scan, it's really not that big of a deal. You just want to clear them out. But if you see anything like Trojan, any type of actual malware, then you have something here, and it's going to scan it. So it's just making its way through the last few files. You can see thousands of files have been scanned very quickly. One of the things I like the most is, we're almost at 100,000 files, and it hasn't been that long, maybe 45 seconds or so. So just getting to the last step here. And the file system is kind of the most important scan here, because this is where the adware and the malware and the virus can actually be living and either multiplying, duplicating, whatever it was designed to do. But that's why we have the good guys and the bad guys in IT. I am on the good guy team. I get this stuff off of your computer. I go find all of the things that are not wanted, and then remove them from the network, remove them from the PCs, make the PCs run real smooth. It's kind of what I specialize in, and just making sure you can get your work done. And, programs like this are one of the things we reach for immediately when any user's having issues, because it will find most of the stuff that we used to in the past had to search for. So we had to manually search the registry and search file systems for all the malware files that are hiding. They could be in hidden folders. Took a while, to find all that stuff. So now, since we have this program, it makes it much easier, much faster, efficiency, all that. Should be finishing up here any second. And as you can see, it's been under 3 minutes. Not too much time required for this tasks, but it will benefit you greatly by running this, and a lot of people will be surprised. I'm an IT guy. I do this stuff every day, so you won't find too much on my computer for anything to be living on there that shouldn't be. But any user out there, who is wondering about their computer, there's no harm in downloading this program and running it for free. If you see this number of detections build up, and it starts saying 50, 100, it needs to be run and needs to be quarantined. That's what it's called when they find them. And when you quarantine everything, that is kind of when your computer's clean and no longer an issue. So we'll see what happens here at the end of the scan, but if any user out there would like to run this on their computer, I would bet, and lean towards the fact that you would see detections, most likely because you haven't run this thing ever, and the entire time you've been using the computer. There is a chance, that it could have been just collecting some malware, adware, things that happen naturally to a computer just by browsing the internet and doing the normal stuff, that everyone likes to do on a computer. So this will also give you a trial that it says it expires in 14 days. It's got some advanced features, but you just don't need them. So after the 14 days, you can just hit continue, with free version, and set up the scheduler, and everything would still work just fine. So while we're waiting for the scan to finish, just wanted to go over one last thing here, which is the scheduled scan. So say, you just kind of want to set this to autopilot and not even worry about it ever. We go to schedule a threat scan, and we select this, and then we want to say, okay, let's do this tomorrow. And it can wait, for your computer to be idle, meaning your mouse isn't moving, and then it'll go ahead and run it. But I like, specifying a time. And let's just make sure we do scan for rootkits is definitely on there. And then we just hit save. And now we have, a threat scan every week is being run in every day. So we don't need the every week one because we have one running it every day. So anytime your computer is not doing anything, it'll go ahead and scan. And it does, happen quick, as you can see here. So just a little bit over 5 minutes. I also have very big drives in this computer, so it takes a little bit to scan those. But even if you, say start running the dailies or weeklies, whatever you choose, you can run reports, that show you when they were detected, and it's kind of nice to have those features as well. And just waiting for the last few files to be finished up. Let's see if we can check out subscriptions while we're here. Yep. Okay, so this is a trial and expiring 3/3. But like I said, keep the free version. Works just fine. No issues there. And the dashboard is cool because it'll give you kind of a score, and you can go to details and see like what makes up that score. But one of the things that it's looking for is if your web protection is on, if so like while you're browsing the internet, it'll kind of watch your back and just make sure you're not clicking on anything. Ransomware, that's kind of a big one. Out there, anyone can click a link that they don't know is a bad link. It will then encrypt all the information on your computer. They'll send you like a Bitcoin address and say, hey, pay this ransom and you'll get your data back. A lot of the times the best answer for that is just restoring from backup and not paying any ransom. And backup is key. So you definitely want to have backup on any data that you're concerned or worried about that could be, lost or affected. So all of these are on. Malware protection is on. Ransomware is on. Exploit is on. Firewall, automatic updates. I'm scanning regularly. Windows is up to date, so it's giving me a 100% score, which is, what we all want. All right, now that we have the scan complete, you can click this View Scan Results button, and it will kind of let you know time to quarantine it, and all the selected items have been removed, and next time you reboot computer, it'll be completed. So in my case, found one detection. Like I said, there wouldn't be too much here, but once that scan is done, you're good to go, and just reboot your computer and everything should be working normally, and you shouldn't have any issues left over, after this scan. And I'll just point out, I have an 8 terabyte drive on this desktop, so that's why it took 34 minutes, is I had to scan all of those files. So most of you won't have that big of drive in your machine, and it'll just be scanning the OS drive, like a 256 gig drive or 128. So it won't take that long at all. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can go to my website, getitrelief.com, or reach out by phone, 1-888-950-8984. Ask me a question anytime. And go ahead and put any info in the comments if this program has helped you in the past, and let us know. Stay tuned for more tips from IT Relief.